Hey guys, Brian from Boas here. Well, the 2024 baby boa birthing season is officially off to a start. I have my first litter on the ground, kind of a surprise. Today I wanted to make a brief video and share with you guys the results of this first litter. And as you probably guessed, these are Pearl Island boas that were born. This is actually the father of the litter. And so these Pearl Island boas breed really well for me. They're pretty much always my first litter born. So this litter was born about a week and a half ago. I think the date was like March 20th, which is actually probably my earliest litter ever. And it was kind of an unanticipated litter because I didn't receive a post-ovulation shed from the female. The shed that I had received was actually in the middle of the gravid cycle, so I thought that she was due later. But there was no shed that corresponds to the post-ovulation shed, which would be expected to be about 105 days before the birth. So kind of a surprise. And in fact, I was preparing to go on a trip for work, my day job, not my boa work, about a week and a half ago, checking on my snakes, making sure everything was okay. And I discovered the babies there. So a little bit of a surprise, definitely a pleasant surprise. And so this same female, this is the second litter I've gotten from her. And her litter, the first time in 2022, was I think March 31st. It was also kind of unanticipated as far as how early it was. But this male is apparently, he's quite the stud because he gets the females pregnant faster than any of my other boas. And every single time I paired him up, I've gotten a really nice litter. I've got two females that I'm cycling with this guy. I do one year and then one the other year. So every other year the females breed. But this guy's bred for the last 3 or 4 years in a row. So he's quite the stud there. This guy is a 2014 baby, so he's about 10 years old. Bred by Vin Russo. And as you may know if you've been following the channel, these Pearl Island boas are one of my favorite underrated locality boas. They've got a lot of really cool characteristics, definitely a lot different than many other locality boas. And they just don't seem to have much of a following, which I don't completely understand. But they're definitely more elongated than most other boas, adapted for life in the trees. They've got this really cool head shape, and they've got this beautiful light coloration as well. And then one of the main differences is the behavior. They move around a lot more than most boa constrictors. You can see this guy just doesn't want to sit still. But great underrated boa. I've really enjoyed working with them, and I've had quite a bit of success breeding them. So I'll show you the babies in a minute here. But it was a real nice litter, 13 nice babies, lucky 13, baker's dozen. And no slugs, no stillborns, just really nice, big, plump babies. These guys, when they're born, they're quite a bit larger than most other boas. About the same size as a true red tail, like a Peruvian boa, close to 2 feet long. And right now I'm housing the babies communally, that I'll show you in a sec. But they're about ready to move into their tubs, individual tubs, and have their first meal. So why don't we take a quick look at the babies. Okay, so here's the tub I'm keeping them in. It's just a simple 14-gallon Sterilite tub. And I just have a simple paper towel substrate, some boxes for hiding places, and a water dish. And there you can see the babies are mostly in this box here. You can see all the sheds. I think they've all pretty much shed at this point. And there's all the little babies. But you can see that pile of boas there. Some really nice looking animals. Typically they just kind of cluster in the corner like this and enjoy each other's company for safety in numbers when they're babies. There's a close-up, and I think they pretty much all shed at this point. Just have to pick out the sheds and make sure I count 13 of them. I always like to recount the babies as well, make sure that none of them got away. But when they were born, when I had 13 of these beautiful babies, you can see the size of them compared to my hand here. Well, it's not quite in focus. But these guys I'd say are probably at least 20, 21, 22 inches. Definitely one of the larger baby boas. There we go, back to the wide shot. You can see they're trying to get out there, and these guys can move pretty fast compared to most boas. You can see my hand, the size. And right now they're probably ready for their first meal since they're shed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them into the baby rack, or one of my baby racks, and then I'll probably offer them a fuzzy size live mouse in the next day or two. Most of them should eat, in my experience, and then they'll be eating several more meals, and then I'll try to get them to feed on on frozen thawed after they've started off on the live fuzzy mice. But sometimes they insist on eating the live. In this case, some of these babies will insist on live for the next 6 months or so before they will shift over to the frozen thawed. And this is a really nice size litter for a Pearl Island. You know, typically you'll get anywhere from 6 to a dozen babies, so 13 really nice big babies is definitely a positive result. And yeah, no, these guys, I would say they'll probably be ready to go to their new homes in about 2 months or so. So probably sometime around May or June. I actually still have a few babies from 2023 though that are now a full year old. So if you really want a Pearl Island boa, you can't wait on these, you can get one of my 2023 babies, and they're doing great. Quite a bit bigger than these 2024 babies. And actually I'll show you one in a minute here, but I'm really happy with this litter. As I mentioned, it kind of snuck up on me, but it definitely a pleasant surprise, and I hope it's it foreshadows many great litters to come in 2024. Yeah, there's a final close-up of these baby Pearl Island boas. You can see how much they're moving. This guy, he just got out, and I put him back in there. I'm going to close them up in a sec here because I don't want anyone to get out, but they'll go into their rack in the next day or two. As mentioned, I thought I'd end by just showing you a 2023 one-year-old baby Pearl Island boa. These have the same father but a different mother. They're doing great. I had a litter of a dozen in 2023, and I just have a few left. The rest have gone to their new homes. But definitely beautiful examples of these rare island boas. You can see this one is pretty much patternless, just a few reduced saddles. And they have this beautiful glow to them, this kind of golden glow with a iridescence in the right light. Definitely a very unique boa, and they belong in the collection of every serious locality boa collector. So reach out to me if you can't wait on the babies from 2024. I have these remaining 2023 Pearl Island boas. You can also see some pics of them on my Flickr page. The link is below the video description. The 2024 babies I expect will be ready for their new homes probably sometime around May or June, so stay tuned on those. Lastly, I wanted to say I'm really optimistic about my odds for the upcoming baby birthing season, and I expect a lot of really nice litters to be born in the next few months, going out to July or August, maybe even September for some of the true red tails. But lots of great stuff, true red tails of different localities, different island boas, Argentine boas, some morph boas, long-tail boas. It's going to be a great season ahead, and I'm really confident that I have multiple gravid females, so now I just have to wait and try not to get too excited, and hopefully in the next few months I'll have lots of great litters to share with you. So definitely stay tuned to the channel to experience the miracle of baby boa birth. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or comments. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your boas.